What if I told you that one decision, one risk, and one moment of madness can turn an ordinary person into a billionaire? Sounds impossible, right? But that's exactly what happened. This is not just another success story. This is the raw, unfiltered journey of how Elon Musk became one of the richest people on the planet. And trust me, the truth behind it is far more shocking than you think. Welcome to 02 Billion, the place where we uncover the secrets, strategies, and stories behind the world's most powerful people and brands. If you're someone who wants to understand money, success, and the mindset of billionaires, you're in the right place. Because today we are diving deep into a journey that redefines what's possible. Before the billions, before the fame, before the world knew his name, Elon Musk was just a kid in South Africa, but not a normal kid. While others were playing outside, he was reading books, sometimes for 10 hours a day. He taught himself programming at a very young age and sold his first game at just 12 years old. That's where it started. Not with money, but with obsession. When he moved to the United States, things were not easy. There was no safety net, no rich family backing him, just a vision and an insane work ethic. He lived in a small apartment, sometimes even slept in his office, and poured everything he had into building something meaningful. This is where most people quit, but not him. His first real success came with a company called Zip2. It wasn't glamorous, it wasn't revolutionary, but it solved a real problem. After years of struggle, he sold it for millions. For most people, that's the finish line, but for Elon Musk, it was just the beginning. Instead of relaxing, he doubled down. He reinvested everything into his next venture, which eventually became PayPal. This was a risky move. The internet was still new and online payments were not trusted, but he believed in the future. And once again, after facing failures, conflicts, and near collapse, the company was sold for billions. Suddenly, Elon Musk was rich. But here, where things get shocking, instead of enjoying his wealth, he did something almost crazy. He risked all of it, every dollar. He invested heavily into industries that most experts thought would fail: electric cars and space travel. People laughed at him. Critics called him delusional. Friends thought he had lost his mind. He launched Tesla, aiming to change the way the world uses energy. At the same time, he started SpaceX with the insane goal of making humans a multiplanetary species. Sounds like science fiction, right? But this is where the real story begins. Both companies struggled. Tesla was on the edge of bankruptcy. SpaceX rockets were exploding. Money was running out. At one point, Elon Musk had to choose which company to save. He split his remaining money between both, knowing he could lose everything. Imagine that. From millions back to zero. This is the part most people don't see. The sleepless nights, the failures, the constant pressure, the moments where everything could collapse. But instead of quitting, he pushed harder. He worked longer hours. He took bigger risks. And slowly, things started to change. Tesla began to gain traction. People started believing in electric cars. SpaceX finally had a successful launch. And that one success changed everything. Contracts came in. Investments followed. And suddenly, the same world that doubted him started calling him a genius. But here's the shocking truth. His success wasn't luck. It wasn't timing. It was his ability to take extreme risks when others played safe. It was his obsession with solving impossible problems. And most importantly, it was his refusal to quit, even when failure was almost certain. Today, Elon Musk is not just a billionaire. He is one of the most influential people on the planet. His companies are shaping the future of transportation, space, and technology. But behind all that success lies a simple principle: think bigger, risk more, and never settle. The real lesson here is not about money. It's about mindset. Most people want success, but they are not willing to face failure. They want comfort, not risk. But billionaires are different. They run toward uncertainty. They embrace chaos. And that's what separates them from everyone else. So the next time you think something is impossible, remember this story. Remember that every billionaire was once unknown. Every success started with a crazy idea. And every breakthrough came after countless failures. If you want to go from 0 to billion, you have to think differently. You have to act differently. And most importantly, you have to believe that it's possible, even when no one else does. This is 02 Billion, where we turn stories into lessons and ideas into power. If you enjoyed this video and want more mind-blowing stories of success, make sure to subscribe, like, and share this with someone who needs to hear it, because your journey to the top might just start today. Rock it.